Wow. Oh. There we go. Roll Tide roll. I knew I could count on you. All right. Well, I wrote this speech in the basement. And I came upstairs all proud of myself, worked really hard. And I said, Kirsten, can I read this to you? She goes, well, before you start, make sure don't try to be funny, no politics, and don't offend anybody. So I had to go back downstairs and start over. So if you want to hear that speech, I'll meet you at the bar. But no, just so happy for both of you. And Jocelyn you're going to hear what song we danced to on our first dance. So you see all these different songs, and, I'm picking like Daddy's Little Angel, all these songs that are going to make me cry, which you'll see here in a minute, I promise. But she's like, no, Dad, we're a team. Let's do something fun. So that described us a lot as a team. So I remember like yesterday when Jocelyn was born, I used to talk to Kirsten's stomach while Jocelyn was yet to be born. And when she was born and went to the bassinet, I walked over and she was screaming. And I go, Jocelyn. And she stopped. And the nurses were like, wow, she recognizes your voice. So we had a special bond right off the beginning. So it's hard to believe this day has come so quickly. When Jocelyn was first born, Kirsten was working 3 to 11 nursing. So it was Jocelyn and I by ourselves most nights. And I was 24 years old, not having a clue of knowing what I was doing, but she was the easiest and best baby. And we watched ESPN together. We watched Tiger Woods' first Masters win. And then one day I was making food for her, and I had her in stroller or something. And I heard in the other room, na-na-na, na-na-na. And I was like, that's my girl. So she had the sports center down real quick. And for the record, her first word was daddy. So, always been a daddy's girl. As most of you know, she's pretty smart. So a lot of times people ask me, when did I first know she was smart? And so I have a couple stories. One, where's Jacob? Poor Jacob was, that's a whole nother speech, but anyhow. Jacob always had a ball in his hand. And again, Kirsten was working. And one night, Jacob was throwing the ball, and he threw it behind the couch. I was watching a Bama game, so I wasn't locked in too much. And Jocelyn's like, Daddy, Jacob's got his head stuck between the couch and the wall trying to get his ball. So I ran over to Jacob, grabbed both legs, and started yanking like crazy. And Jocelyn goes, Daddy, stop, just move the couch. I was like, that's an option too. Sorry, Jacob. Explains your ears. Then she's a little competitive. I don't know where she gets that from, but she was about 4 and we're playing Connect 4. And we're playing, going through it, and all of a sudden she goes, Daddy, I think I won. And I looked, and she did. So I clicked the button, let all the checkers come through, and I said, no, you don't win if you think you win. You have to know you win. She beat me the very next game, too. So she was pretty good. But I had a responsibility when she was a young baby, and I taught her prayers. Every night we said prayers together. And so our very first parent-teacher conference, as she was a kindergartner, I go, and first off, my mother-in-law is a former kindergarten teacher. I don't know why you guys make the parents sit in kindergartner chairs. I'm kissing my kneecaps. I'm all prepared to hear great things. And they're like, she doesn't know her prayers. And I was like, oh my gosh. And evidently I said them too fast and you ran them all together. So I was like, I totally failed as a parent. So, but anyhow, we had some epic walks. Jocelyn knows, most people know now you need to ask first how far we're walking. So nothing better to sit and take, I think on spring break we had an 8-mile walk one year. And I just loved all those competitions. And look at that smile. See that smile? Don't let it fool you. She's a competitor, right? Harvard volleyball girls over there, right? So it was just a blast watching her go up and go through all the sports. So then she says to me, I met somebody. It was the first time she said this. And she goes, I met somebody. His name, I said, what's his name? He said, Tommy. And I was like, well, tell me about Tommy. What's Tommy do? And, you could just hear the love in her voice and excitement. And then Tommy came over to meet us. And I still remember you walking up to me with that little grin on your face. And my inside voice was, wipe that shit grin off your face, boy. But you always stand up here and you expect to say, you won the lottery, man. You got so lucky. But Tommy, we're the lucky ones, man. As a dad, there's nothing more you could wish for than somebody like you and how you treat her. I love you. I'm proud to call you a son, and you guys are an amazing couple. So I wanted to roast you. I wanted to toast, but you're everything I could ever dream of marrying my daughter. And I'm so proud to have you as part of the family. And I still am looking forward to our basketball game. I foul hard, remember? None of this would be possible if it wasn't for a very beautiful, hot woman in this room. Kirsten, thank you for everything. You are awesome. I love you. And you made all of this possible. Thank you. That was part of her thing. She told me to keep my speech short, but being short's not a strength of mine. So, all right. I admire both of your faith and trust in God. When I asked your mom why she wanted to marry me, she said, I want to help you get to heaven. I was like, wow. Do you realize I'm on a highway to hell with a really cool mullet at that time? But really, that's what you guys should strive for. Help each other get to heaven. You hear the story. Don't go to bed angry at each other. That's the stupidest rule ever, okay? Don't stay awake, tired, and irrational. Give each other a kiss. Tell you love them. Wake up and have coffee for her and say you're sorry. But just always keep Christ in the middle of your life. Look around the room. Take a minute. Look at all these people here for you. They love you. They care for you. You had people come from all over to be part of this. And this is just awesome. And they'll always be there for you. And I will always be there for you. If you ever need anything, I'm always there for you. I love you both. I'm so proud. Raise your glasses. Cheers. You don't have to get up. That was bad.